So one of the main reasons why I wanted to come back to Gypsy Meadows, to meet up with the doctors, was we wanted to do a recreation of something that we captured on thermal back in June on our first visit to Gypsy Meadows. Now, we all gathered here in June um, to meet the doctors and hear their stories of what they experienced when they were camping here the year prior. Now, um, a lot of things occurred around this one campsite in the meadow where the doctors were camping. We were hearing, some knocks and movement, and there was just things going on. So the night that Sarah and Jonathan Brown showed up, we all gathered around the campfire and we were just telling stories and just interacting with each other. Well, I had a thermal camera set up in the tree line to the left of this campsite, and it was watching all of us. And the thermal captured something, what appears to be like a head peeking out from around a tree, which was on the far right side of the campsite, not too far from us. We weren't aware of any of this until after I got home and started reviewing all the footage. So this was the main reason why I wanted to come back and try to recreate this thing best that we could, because there was something there. So here is just a quick recap of a few of the things that occurred at this campsite.
My hammock and my wife's hammock, and then got to just take a nap, and it seemed like about within 10 feet of me there was a thud, like a rock thud. And I was like, okay, is there gonna be another one?
I think it was starting to get a little light out, and I was awake, and I was laying there, and he was snoring, and all of a sudden I just felt this little whoop and out, and I immediately turned more this way and just started saying, David, 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 trying to get him awake. Got him awake, and I'm like, something just basically stuck, whatever, I don't know what it was, on my thigh, pushed in and pushed back, came back out, and something's out there. I don't know what it is, but something's out there behind.
The soft footsteps you heard, do you know which way?
Up in here. Up in here. Everything is always this way for me so far. I haven't heard anything over there, nothing, but laying here, it just seemed like they were kind of just right up in this area.
So everything Candy was describing and what she was hearing, she pointed in the direction of where these sounds and stuff were coming from, which was the backside of the campsite on the far right side. And this is where we ended up catching that thermal hit as well. So here is the screenshot from the video. You'll see what appears, well, first of all of us sitting around the campfire. And right off to the right, that's Jonathan Brown reaching down right there. Right to the right of him is something kind of like poking out behind the tree. Now, not sure what it is, but it's there. Thermal caught it. So I'm going to show you guys the video of this. So let's check that out. So here's the thermal video. Now, at this moment, right now, I am adjusting the camera and making sure I have the right angle I want. But when I'm recording with the thermal, it breaks the video files into 20-minute files. So I put them all together so you guys can watch it continuously all the way through. Now, I put a watermark on top, which you can see, my Grassman logo, because, well, in the near future, if I come across anything, any kind of evidence or anything like that in the future, you're going to see more watermarks, because there's just too many people out there who are just a little dishonest. So if you guys don't like it, I'm sorry. That's just the way it's going to be from here on out. So as I'm setting up the thermal here, eventually you're going to see me walk back towards the camp, but I'm going to add a little red arrow on the screen so you guys can watch the location of where this heat signature keeps popping out from around the tree. Now, I'm not going to talk again until later, until the closer to the end of this thermal video, which will be, you'll see all of us stand up and start kind of dispersing away from the campfire. That's when I'll start talking again. So you guys can fast forward through all this if you want to. I'm just giving you guys the option of watching the entire video clip of this thing occasionally popping in and out. So like I said, I'll start talking again when you start seeing us stand up and walking away from the campfire. So at this moment, we kept hearing things happening more behind our campsite, and we thought we heard a vocalization or something like that out in the field. So we kind of dispersed to have a listen, and because of the activity behind our camp, I thought I'd be a genius and move the thermal a little more to the left to watch our backside. I know I've been kicking myself for the last several months for moving the camera. Lesson learned, and once you set up equipment, don't ever move it. Just leave it there and let it roll. That's one of the reasons why I bought a second thermal, so I won't have to constantly move my equipment to cover multiple areas. So it's a lesson learned. But yeah, you can see the figure just kind of still there. But this is where I walk up to the thermal and readjust it. Now, we didn't get any more hits on the thermal after that, but we're going to go straight into the recreation of us trying to recreate this with Bill standing in as the Sasquatch, if that's what it was. Okay, so last June when we were here, we were all sitting around the campfire, and I had a thermal camera set up back in this area, and we had something peeking around a tree at us. So we have positioned David's truck pretty close to where it was before, and we got Bill over there behind the tree that we believe the thing was peeking out of. So I'm just going to set up the thermal and try to line it back up and see how it goes.
I'll get in my truck. I had mine on your channel. Tell me how far back to go.
You look pretty good right now.
I thought it was a little, but
I'll have a look right now.
Yeah,
I'm just stepping outside.
I think I'm about a foot.
Need to fuck anywhere?
Yeah, he's about a foot. 2.4.
But I'm seeing an awful lot of.
Yeah. So you're gonna move your truck a little bit?
Let's go right in the tree.
Hold on, he's gonna move his truck about a foot.
Yeah, what, like another foot to go back? Your pack's okay? You don't, I mean, it's out of the way.
Have a look. He's definitely taller, a little higher up. So
He's standing back about 10 feet.
Where I'm at right now, we're up down about 8 in here.
Can you squat down a couple feet?
Yeah, I'm squashing.
Hey David, I think your truck's fine.
Say that again.
I think your truck's fine.
Truck's good.
Okay, Bill, you're at the right height. Maybe can you go a little lower just to see?
About 10 feet from that tree, and down here in this little bit of a hole, kind of looking around.
Yeah, you're too low at this point. So maybe a little higher. Yeah, right about there.
About a good 4 foot.
Yeah, you look good right there.
So he may have been back from the tree a little bit, though.
You know what? The bumper may have to come back.
Okay.
He has a radio. Right?
My head looks in comparison is a little smaller than
Well, right now I'm just trying to line up the bumper. So, hey David, if you backed up maybe about a foot.
Okay, now I'm looking under his tailgate.
Yeah.
Maybe another few inches. You're good.
Want me to go more?
No, you look good. Yeah, that's good. I have it. Stay down close.
Can you, I didn't look to see if, do you see his body? His whole body?
No.
Now about at 4 foot, I'm looking right through his tailgate.
Okay, so let's just try getting your body completely behind the tree and just stick your head out.
You want me to scoot up closer to the tree I'm standing, like I said, about 10 feet behind it.
Yeah, move up right up to the tree.
He's at the tree, probably has to be lower than 4 feet from the back there.
So you're at the tree right now?
I'm right at the tree, and I'm looking at you just above the bumper, I guess.
Okay, I need you to go
under the tailgate.
How low can you go?
Good, 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 good. That's the money shot right there.
Hey, Will.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Tell him to wave his hand if he can. Wave his hand or something.
Lean out, lean back in, lean out again, real slow. Yeah, that's perfect. You look at one more time. Okay, hold your position right there. Do not move.
I got some zoomed in on that and stuff too right there.
All right, thank you. Now we can go measure him.
Yeah.
See what height he's at. We're gonna come over and measure you right now.
So that's still recording.
Yeah.
How long can you do a squat for, Bill? Oh, yeah.
4 inches.
So you think you were a little around 4 when you were back further? Kind of,
You mean back there?
Back at 10 feet back. You were a little high. You had to be a little higher.
Well, it's kind of more standing too.
Yeah.
Now the position he's at right now, I can't see any of his body, just his head.
Even it's interesting because here his butt is up against the.
Exactly.
You'd think you'd see that.
Yeah.
And the,
That is interesting.
But
now
you know,
the other question I would wonder, now when he was above the tailgate, could you see him above the tailgate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we could.
And you're
So-
seeing him his head right
Yes,
at the,
right under. It's perfect.
okay. Cool.
so he might have been like leaning up against this, and you got to remember, a tree will, you know, cover up. The further away you are, less you.
Correct. I mean, like right now, it looks like I can see your butt and your shoulder, but when we were back there, all we saw was your head.
Right. Want me to lean down again? Are you good?
I think you're good.
Thanks.
And where were you when you were back further and you think you were about 4 feet? We could.
Now this is where I was standing at when I was trying to do this. So this is another trying to do.
You seem smaller in the thermal further back. You were like the perfect height right here.
Okay, so that brings the
Unless he was
picture
bigger.
in closer.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, that's interesting. You were leaning up against this. We could not see that. All we saw was your head. Even though this, when we're this close, is sticking out.
Well, you might not have been getting a lot of thermal off this because it could have been hairy and with
It's possible. I got it right here. Let's pull it up. I mean, there's the head there. This is that second tree. Or this actually may be the one over here. We may not even see this one in that shot. You're right. It's cool.
So that's it?
That's it.
That's it.
I didn't have to get naked for it.
You just weren't telling us.
So we agree it's this tree.
We think yes.
All right.
And that shows you lasered it the other day, right?
You can't see anything because you look at this big mound right here.
Right.
So there'd be no way for you to.
That is true.
Mound, a big tree.
We were, I lasered it from that tree to where Curtis was standing there is 88 yards to your thermal.
To your thermal. And then what was it from the camp? Or
It's
the,
like
the
60,
fire?
60.
I don't think it's 60 yards.
Well, you
60
can laser
feet.
it again.
Yeah, let's laser the campfire to the.
So to give the YouTuber viewers an idea of how close this thing was. So if this definitely was a tree. Right there is the bear box, and our campfire was just right over there. So it was close.
Whose radios are these? Come on.
Bill, you're right.
Will, want to stand by the tree and I'll laser you?
Sure.
Bill, you're right. That hub is blocking the body of that small tree.
Getting lasered right now for a measurement.
That's 21 yards.
21 yards.
Bill's right. This hump, when you stand back here, the hump is in the way of that small tree.
Right.
So it would block all the body that you'd see
Right.
at your thermal. We didn't know about that hump of dirt.
There it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, there it is.
Whatever it was.
Oh look, there's a cute little dog in an orange vest.
Now the
Here,
other thing
do
is
that with your hair.
Take this with it.
Just from eyes, look good. And you were perfectly under the.
Said you need to bury it. She goes, every time I would go, we put it in and I would put this rock on top. When I go back, it's gone. The rock has been moved.
Interesting.
Oh.
And then she would go back and I would, and then I put the rock over it. And it
Interesting.
would rock.
Did she tell you that when you got home?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we didn't know that.
Well, I started talking to her about
Yeah.
it. I said, hey,
No, I'm not going to get weird or anything, but think about it. Woman,
Yeah.
rock move,
you're
picked up urine.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. When I'm saying that, and I told her, I said, something was, kept smelling, wanted to see what was under there, whatever. But it was moved. It was moved. And she said it was every time. I remember when back.
What was it? Was it picked up and moved or was it slid moved? Because he can.
Well,
He can.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
She's just said
Well-
it was cover. I would cover it
With a rock.
and when I come back, later that night.
Interesting. So Terry brought her wiped her urine. She brought it back and put it in the fire every time. She didn't want because she didn't want it buried. That's interesting. Or put it under a rock or whatever. That's interesting.
No, I think it probably was,
Yeah.
you know, it might have been a male or something like this.
Yeah, so and something then it gets used to that smell, so follows her back to her tent.
Pats her down.
Just tell her Scotch stop using it hot.
But you know, it kind of makes, you know, when you add that into
Yeah, it
her
changes.
coming and pushing on her tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why her?
Yeah, because I've been smelling your
They've
freaking
been smelling
out in the woods
Interesting.
and pulling the rocks and smelling the,
Yeah, that well, it's like I was
Okay.
telling you when we're up there looking at that, you know, the poop spot
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and you're going,
Well, where's the toilet paper?
Well, pack rats and stuff, you know, they grab that stuff and the way they go is they mine their nest.
so anyway, that was that. I hadn't told you that, but
How
that's
big was the rock, do you know, or
Geez, that like this big.
shit? That's not just something easy to
It
move.
doesn't just.
That's
blow
not a
over.
pack rat.
No. A pretty big rock, and
Well, you know, if it's something that big around, she picks it up and she's, you know, I understand her covering it up.
covered it up. Whatever, you know. So anyway, that when I start thinking about that and with it pushing on her, the smell of it, and then following it, her scent, and she's in this tent, and
I wonder if you okay, so this lady was here, right?
You guys were here, and that happened in June, right?
Yes.
I'm wondering if because this lady was here, maybe that thing says like, hey, what's going on here? Same scenario, same thing.
Probably took one look and said, ooh, hey, yeah, I'm out of here.
I don't know. But the dog was afraid.
So here are the two shots from the thermals. The one on the left is the original one back in June. The one on the right is of Bill's recreation. So let's combine these two together, shall we? So I used David's truck as scale, and I matched up both thermals to match up with the truck. Now I put Bill's photo a little bit to the right of the original, so you can see that they pretty much line up pretty close together. So let's zoom in on it. Now you can see the original one is more roundish. Bill's head's a little thinner, and you can see part of his neck on it. So here they are lined up together. So I'm going to zoom in. Of course, it's going to get a little pixelated, but I'm going to zoom in and try to get a measurement of how big each head is. So you can see here that Bill's head, which is on the right, is a lot more narrow than the one on the left. Now, I was talking to Curtis this morning about this, and he says the average, since he is a doctor, he says the average human head is about 6 inches wide. So this thing, from the measurements and the distance, is about 2 inches larger than Bill's head, so about 8 inches. He also told me an interesting fact about he was watching a football game, a high school football game, and he was looking at the helmet size compared to the person's head, and the average high school football helmet is about 9 inches wide. So that'll give you a nice little visual that this thing could have had about a football size, helmet size head compared to Bill's. So it is definitely much bigger than Bill's head. And we even captured Bill's neck in this, and this thing doesn't seem to have a neck. So I don't know what to think right now. So now, does this prove that we had a Sasquatch, you know, hanging out outside of our camp? No. It just means that there was something peeking around a tree every so often at us. And, well, we captured it on thermal, tried to recreate it, and we came pretty darn close to it. So whatever it is, it's definitely a couple inches bigger than Bill's head. Now, we're assuming that this thing was right next to the tree, just like Bill was. But you take a few feet back, or even to the original spot where Bill was originally standing in the beginning was about 10 feet back. So the further you go back, add a couple more inches to the size of the head. So that would make it a lot bigger if it was further back. But if it was right next to the tree, we're looking at uh, about an 8-inch head. And this thing stood at about 44 inches, which is about just under, it's 3.8 feet. So, just about 4 feet. Now, it could have been on down on its knees. It could be, some will speculate that it could have been a juvenile. Either way, the head is definitely bigger than Bill's. So. So it is Friday morning and I'm heading home. So said goodbye to the guys, packed up all the gear, and time to make the 2-hour drive home and get a hot shower and eventually sit down and start going through all the video and audio. So I want to say a special thanks to Randy for helping out filming while we were doing our recreation. I also would like to thank the docs for coming back up and just being great guys. So all 3 of you, I had a blast with you guys. Looking forward to doing something in the future again. And Bill, thanks for coming out and filling in for Marshall. It was great seeing you again, and hope to be squatching with all of you guys in the near future again. So take it easy, everyone, and remember, keep it real. Later.